What's up, y'all? Candy Girl here with my 2 cents on police brutality. I think it's about time that I really talk about it. I think I've mentioned it very lightly in a couple other videos, but one of my new subscribers, hello, how you doing, asked me to talk about yet another instance of police brutality, where in this instance a Detroit pastor, and I forgot his name, which is really sad because I'm from Bloomfield, which is like 20 minutes away from Detroit, and my dad is a pastor in Detroit and he definitely knows this guy, but for some reason I don't, so I'll be forgetting his name. But anyways, a pastor in Detroit who actually is on the police association board or whatever for the city of Detroit was pulled over, and the police officer pulled out his gun on him. Now, I have some theories on what may have happened, but we got to look at the body cam and see what the body cam has to say, of course. One possible scenario or series of events would be he was talking a whole lot of shit to the officer, and the officer got annoyed and pulled out his gun to kind of like put him in his place, make that little Negro boy behave. You know, first of all, I think that they may have happened because of the fact that, number one, this is a prominent Detroit pastor. Actually, I believe he was on TV. He was on the Pastors of Detroit or whatever. I think that he was. Somebody tell me in the comments if he was on there. So like, he's kind of a big deal. He has a huge church in Detroit, and then number two, he's on the board of the police association. So he probably was like, do you know who I am, and you know, how dare you, and all this other stuff. And you know, he might have been flaunting his power around a little bit too. And I think that there's like a 6 out of 10 chance that that could have happened. Y'all, does that mean that the officer had the right to pull the gun on him? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, that is indication to me that there is a pattern and a practice of abuse of authority, which is illegal under Section 1983 of the Civil Rights Act. So you have to be very careful about what you do as far as a government or public servant. People have rights, and you can't just be pulling a gun out on somebody like some common thug, because who's the thug in this situation? Trying to intimidate somebody into acquiescing to you. That's not how justice is served. So there needs to be a little bit of accountability on the part of the officer as well. Yeah, he should have been watching his mouth, but at the same time, you watch your gun. Like, how is it that my mouth is going to get me shot? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this man really went off to the point where he felt like his life was in danger and he had to take out his gun. So let's see what the body cam has to say. But I think that this speaks to a much larger issue, which is police brutality. Now, we've all seen videos of officers who have shot whites, and as a matter of fact, whites do about half the crime. So I mean, it's a 50-50 chance that if you catch if you are faced with somebody who is objectively a criminal, it could be white or it could be a black person. About a 50% chance. And some people have said, you know, how is that 14% of the population can commit 50% of the crimes? Well, first of all, pay attention to the fact that when it comes to law enforcement and the enforcement of criminal law, it is disproportionately targeted to people of color. So the reason why 50% of the reported crimes are for blacks, even though they take up 14% of the population, is not because every other black person is a common thug who needs to be caught. No, to the contrary, it is that you are disproportionately targeting blacks in the criminal justice system, so much so that it is nonsensical as to the proportion of people who are being convicted of crimes. So let's not prove my point by saying some racist, prejudiced shit like that. Let's get past that whole argument, shall we? Thank you. All right, so to continue, it speaks to a larger issue because of the fact that when you look at the real statistics, you have a 0.7% chance, so 0.7% chance of a black committing a violent crime against you. That's the real statistics. Yet for some reason, it's 50% of the laws that are enforced against people, it goes towards blacks. So in reality, it should be 0.7%. Okay? But there are laws that are being enacted to disproportionately target the black community. Let's not forget about that as well, as far as the classification of little stupid drugs like marijuana. But anyway, so I digress, y'all. But you see the patterns of criminal injustice that's going on in America. But when it's a 0.7% chance of a black person even committing a crime, a violent crime at that against you, what is the sense in automatically assuming that when you're pulling a black man over that they are a danger to you? Because I guarantee you what the real issue is that these officers are scared of the people that they're supposed to be protecting and serving. They so scared that this man is like a common thug, just like they see in the music videos and on TV and on Empire and all this other stuff. They are so intimidated by a harmless fly that they have the nerve to escalate the situation. It makes no sense to me, but that is what we're dealing with, in my opinion. That's just my 2 cents, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, when we really look at the data, and I will give you a link as soon as I am able to go back and edit this video, because I'm going to just put it up while I'm out tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put it up, and then I'll go back and add the link later on, because I actually have another video coming out per another subscriber's request about dating. So I'll be doing that later on tonight, and then I'll make sure I upload the URL. So I will most definitely give you my citations. But this is actually a article that's written by Tim Wise, who is a sociologist and an anti-racist, but he is also a white male. So just as much as y'all want to use Steve Harvey as your token black person, well, Tim Wise is our token white scholar who goes by data, who knows what's really going on and has the data to prove it. So I will go ahead and provide you with that link, and I will let a white male check these racists, because obviously I'm making it up. So nonetheless, look at that data, y'all, and then think to yourself, why in the world would these people assume that this black person has just got to be some kind of thug that's a threat to my national or my personal security and to the national security, when in reality it's really a 0.7% chance that it may be true? All right, y'all racists, tell me what you think, and go ahead and be in the comments like the little trolls that you are. Y'all, if I let half of the racist comments come through, you would be amazed. You'd be like, America is a terrible place to be. Why do you guys do this to your people? And it's like, nah, I ain't gonna let some internet trolls really control what the world thinks about my sweet, sweet country of America, because I am proud to be an American no matter who my president is. I have learned that the hard way. So anywho, y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'll think about approving it. Until next time, you all, love and blessings.